Welcome to the 2025 Dialogue, a masterclass series by the HR Association of India. I am Neha Jagnani, and today we are driving into this conversation that's not just about leadership, but about limitless possibilities, especially for women who are breaking barriers, lifting each other up, and redefining success on their own terms. Some leaders break barriers, others build bridges, but few do with grace, resilience, and impact, as our guest today. From an engineer in a small village to a globally recognized HR leader, TEDx speaker, and mentor, she has redefined what it means to push boundaries. She's not just a professional, she's a possibilitarian, someone who inspires others to unlock their untapped potential. A champion for women empowerment, inclusive leadership, and continuous growth. She leads by example, mentoring future leaders, advocating diversity, and reshaping how HR aligns with business success. Join me in welcoming Gauri Das, an award winning HR leader, one of the LinkedIn's most followed professionals, and a firm believer in the mantra be limitless, be a possibilitarian. Gauri, thank you so much for joining me today. It's a pleasure having you.
Thank you so much, Neha. It's wonderful to keep coming back to this platform. It's a great platform, and kudos to the team who's running it, has reached such a big height now. So I'm so glad to be here.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your kind words. And it's always a pleasure having you in multiple initiatives, in fact. Love to hear your insights, and I'm excited for this masterclass. So, to begin,
Same here.
Gauri, my first question is your journey from an engineer to a celebrated HR leader and an author is truly inspiring. So, I want to know if there are some kind of defining moments that sort of shaped your belief into being limitless.
Yes, there were many moments like that. The first one was coming to Mumbai from, like you rightly said, from village, and then rest part of it was in a small town. For a brief period, I was in I would say, tier three or tier four city as well, but I had never seen exposure like Mumbai. So coming here, settling here, getting a job, that too with a young child. When I came here, my daughter was 4 months old. So taking a break and then rejoining, that was one of the moments where I realized that if you try to do certain things, you would be able to do it. Yes, there will be challenges, but you will be able to manage it. The second one, which was there since childhood, I had seen my father. We hail from Eastern UP. So those days, people used to get married very early. He had three kids while he was studying, and he moved all the way from UP to MP, and he created his future for himself. So he was always a defining light, always a guiding path that it is also possible. Because those days, 1200 kilometers from your home, not knowing where will you get a job, the technology was not so high. So if he did it in those times, then today anything can happen. So that is second one.
Fantastic. Truly, it reflects upon the essence of being limitless. Truly intriguing, Gauri. Thank you. So, my next question to you is you lead Leaders Lifting Leaders Lean in Circle and Navi Mumbai Circle. So, how can women actively support each other and uplift each other in their workplaces and beyond?
Yes, that's one of the mantras of my life, that women should help each other to start with, because it is always said that women don't like each other, they try to pull down each other. But I'm seeing that things are changing and women are coming forward to help each other, and that's where these two circles. The first one, like you rightly said, it's a lean in circle. The initiative was started by Sheryl Sandberg, and the objective is to create a community where people help each other. And likewise, this one is an online community, and the other one, Navi Mumbai Circle, is a offline community. But the core purpose remains the same, that we support each other. Now, how do we do it? So the platforms are for getting mentoring from each other. If you have a challenge, you can put it in the group. You connect with people and you get to know who can be your close friends. So people have got close friendships here. People have got learnings here, because we run learning series also. Say, for example, just this weekend we had a session on storytelling. So one of our group members is an expert in storytelling along with NLP. She shared her knowledge with us. So that is another thing. Third is networking. And people also like Navi Mumbai Circle is primarily having people from Navi Mumbai. So even if you need a help, like you need a lead who is a good doctor, you come forward and you support each other. Somebody is going through a tough time in their life and they are looking for a lawyer. It's there in the group. You are looking for mental health support or you are looking for emotional support. You connect and you go for a coffee. So it's like having a community within where you can feel safe and you can always get someone who will be there to help you. But yes, any community, if you are not active, you don't connect with people, nobody knows you, it would not be helpful. So women can help each other in all the ways that I shared and many more that we are exploring. We are just 1.5 years old and 150 people. But yes, as we grow, there will be things like within the group, there will be work, there will be business, a lot of other things. So yes, a lot can be done within women.
Sure, absolutely. Kudos to the two communities. It's a wonderful work that you're all doing, and it reflects that collective growth is the way forward. So, and it is, very evidently solving that purpose. Thank you so much. My next question, Gauri, is mentoring has also been a huge part of your journey, and you're all associated with, institutions like IIT Bombay also. So, would you be able to share any mentoring experiences of yours or of your mentee that sort of, has added a value in your life?
Yeah, I would like to share more than one because people should understand value of mentoring. It does bring a lot of value addition and it can change your perspective. So first example is of an engineering student. I do support women professionals, I mean women students. So this student was from engineering institute and she was sharing the similar challenges that I had faced, that communication was a challenge, English was a challenge.
Okay.
We worked together for 1.5 years, and at the end of it, she presented a speech. We were practicing together for a very long time, but the last one that she presented, she cried after that because she realized that from that day to here, she could reach. It's all her efforts. Mentors are there just to give you a guiding path. It's not there. Not that they will come and do something. They will only give you understanding about things. They will shorten your path, what should be done, what should be done, they will share that. So my role was limited to that, but her progress was immense. So that was a very enlightening experience. And the second one was about a mental block someone had. This one was from some different country. The person reached out to me and he was of the view that unless I do each and every function of a particular sub functions of a particular function, say in HR we have HRBP, we have L&D, we have rewards, and rest of it recruitment. And so, unless I do all of this, I would not have enough knowledge to lead a HR team. So that was a mental block because not everybody would be becoming a CHRO or head of HR by doing all of this. You will never have all the answers. So that was his learning after the mentoring, that you may have some answers, you may not have some answers, and not knowing everything is not bad even in front of your team. So that was another thing that I recollect. Likewise, I have had my own moments where I got a lot of important lessons from my mentors. To tell you, I have 7 mentors or coaches currently, and in various areas of my life, and I rely heavily on my mentors or coaches for learning and for also looking at the mirror.
Beautiful. Also, the two experiences that you shared, that truly captures, Gauri, how right mentorship can actually change the course of your journey. Brilliant. I mean, wonderful. So my next question is, Gauri, if you could share a piece of advice to next generation of women leader, what would it be?
Yeah, I would say do a lot of inner work. I would say start with self understanding, self awareness, because before you go out and tell they are not helping, that's why I'm not able to do it. You need to look within and you need to take charge of your life. And how do you take charge of your life is first thing inner work. Know yourself, various ways to do it. You can follow a feedback medium wherein you go around, talk to people, and understand what is your strength, what are your areas of improvement, and don't forget your family and friends to involve them in this exercise, because their input is also very valuable. uh, Other way can be going for a psychometric test, or you can go for a brain map, because psychometric sometime you may be in a different mood, you might be ticking some boxes which you may not tick maybe the next day. But brain map takes your finger scanner, and basis that it tells you how your brain is wired, what is your AQ, IQ, SQ, all the details it gives you, and it's a lot of good information about yourself.
Right.
That is second way of doing it. The third way would be self reflection. So every day, end of the day, you can journal, or you can reflect on what happened, how you could have managed the situation better, or what did you do good, all of it. And at say 3 months down the line, you will realize that you have a lot of information about yourself. You know what are your strengths. You can go for Gallup strength, because we always uh, look at things which are not so good about us, and we try to work on our weaknesses, but we should learn to play with our strengths. So top 5 strengths you can figure out from Gallup. All these tools put together, once you understand yourself, you will see so many areas about yourself which you don't really like. So the second step would be self acceptance. Who you are, you have to accept, but you have to be on the journey of continuous development, which would be self development. So these 3 steps, and you will be taking charge of your life. Self leadership would be my advice to anybody at any stage of time. Now, even more, because there's so much noise around that you
Right.
don't get to connect with yourself.
Sure, fantastic. Very well articulated, Gauri. It will surely resonate with the future leaders around us. Thank you. So this brings us to the last question of the day, Gauri, which is resilience, often comes with setbacks. So I want to know if there has been any setback or any challenges that you have navigated in your journey, and how did you navigate it?
Yeah, so many setbacks. We all of us have our stories, and I'm sure Neha, with you also there will be many. So I would share one, which is related to award application. So I had applied for 40 under 40. This was around 6, 7 years ago. And it was a very long journey, 6 months long curated journey, wherein you had a workshop in the beginning. They started evaluating you from that workshop. Then you had every week you had to do, say, 10, 11 assignments. Then you had to go through a assessment center, and then the top 100. So top 100, I made it, and then I went to the next round. I prepared a lot for it. Like I said, 6 months long journey for top 100, and then few more months for the jury round. So I went for the jury round as well. I prepared to the fullest. I would have rehearsed the presentation so many times, and I was very hopeful that I would be making it. Some a month later, the result was announced, and I did not make the cut, and that was really really disappointing. And I was like, I prepared so much, why didn't they select me? The jury, the same narratives that we always tell ourselves, that maybe they didn't evaluate it properly, or I was always a very good candidate, why didn't they do it? But yes, after the initial emotions were processed, I realized that this is a very good learning opportunity. I need to understand my areas of improvement. I went back to my mentor, and I tried understanding it from their perspective also. And second learning was that one award application or one rejection does not define you. There are other things that you can do better. And from being a applicant to now, I am jury for various awards. So yeah, that's how the life goes.
Fantastic, Gauri, truly commendable. Turning your challenges into your stepping stone is very inspiring, and that's what great leaders do. Thank you so much for sharing that experience. So this brings us to the end of this masterclass, Gauri. Thank you so much for sharing your experiences and perspectives. It's going to resonate with a lot of women leaders around us. And I thank you on behalf of HRAI for your valuable time on this.
Thank you so much, Neha. It was wonderful having this communication, and I hope the audience get to know something new, or get to learn something new from this conversation. That would be my thought process, and I would love to hear back from them.
Absolutely, they'll surely do. Just a note to our listeners, thank you so much for tuning into this masterclass. If you enjoyed today's conversation, do not forget to subscribe and leave a review. Until we meet next time, keep learning and innovating. Thank you. Thank you, Gauri.
Thank you.